From Vietnam, let us now go to Malaysia, and we'd like to introduce our next speaker. Our next speaker graduated with a degree in veterinary medicine from the University of Pertanian, Malaysia, and has an MBA in business management at the University of Putra, Malaysia. Currently, he is the Senior Veterinary Officer of the Department of Veterinary Services with a specialty on veterinary food safety. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our next speaker, Dr. Moktir Singh, Gardir Singh.
Hello. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I'd like to thank the organizer for inviting me. And my presentation will be on swine breeding production in Malaysia. So I think in Southeast Asia, many of the countries that are presented, you will see some similar structure. So basically, you can see where Malaysia is located. We're not far away from like Taiwan, Vietnam, Thailand. These are all our countries, neighboring countries. So this is actually West Malaysia. This is West Malaysia. This is East Malaysia. So just for your information, East Malaysia is free from foot and mouth disease, and this is West Malaysia. We are not free from foot and mouth disease. The pigs are mainly concentrated in 5 states: Johor, Melaka, Selangor, Perak, Penang. Negeri Sembilan used to have big pig population until 1998. Then we had the Nipah virus. So that's where most of the pigs were before the Nipah virus struck. And after 1999, then the pig population actually decreased more than 1 million. Now that's the Twin Tower, just to show you're welcome to Malaysia. And this is a little bit facts on Malaysia. We have an area of say 329,000 kilometers. We have some land. And the population of Malaysia is 28 million. 55% of the population is Muslim, around 45% is non-Muslim. So mainly the pork is actually consumed by the non-Muslim. So you can see the pig population in Malaysia is around 1.38 billion. This is the synthetic pig population. Number of farms is 544. I will show you some statistics. You can see the trend over the years. The average farm size is around 2,540 synthetic population. The per capita consumption is around 18.1 kilos. And the average farm price is around 623. Sometimes it goes up to 750. That's the price range. Basically, the ranges are depending on the price of corn and the imported feed. Mainly it ranges from 5 to 750 the last 1 or 2 years since I'm there. The average cost of production from the farm, this is when we calculate, is around 740 to 750. But as you know, many of the producers don't tell you the exact cost of production. That's always difficult. Like Thailand, what they were saying, it's difficult to get data from the farm and sometimes to get the exact cost of production. It's a little bit like a secret. They don't want to tell you. So the value of the pig industry in Malaysia is around 1.9 million. You can see this is a little bit of statistics to show you. These are the states that I was mentioning: Perak, Selangor, Melaka, Johor, and Penang. So these are the states that you can see the pig population is the highest in West Malaysia. So you can see the pig population actually do not decrease much. You maintain after 1999. Most of the pig farms in Malaysia, they are licensed, and if you want to increase your pig population, you must get permission from the government. The pig population and the license actually they are connected, and the license is also related to your waste treatment pond, the discharge from the farm. So you have to have a 3-pond system or 4-pond system. So the environmental, because we have the Department of Environment that regulates the pollution also. So you can see from here the farm size actually, the farm size is actually more than 10,000. It's only around 23 farms actually. of the farms, the population is between 2,000 to 5,000. So the majority of the farms are here. So we do not have actually many big farms after 99. So we have some commercial farms, big ones. These are strategically located. They are away from the town, more in the Orange Farm area or Rapa estates, and they are away from the urban centers. So these ones, they have their own biosecurity system. And we also have a certification system. We call it the farm certification system. Before 99, we used to export a lot of live pigs to Singapore. And this export actually encouraged most of the farms to put in systems, biosecurity system, certification system, because they have to comply to the importing country requirement. But after the Nipah virus, we were banned from exporting. So when that happened, most of the pig farms were actually for domestic consumption. So when there was no export market, so most of the pig population decreased, the farmers actually, the number of farmers also reduced, I'll show you, and the desire to expand and grow was not there anymore. So basically for domestic production. So you can see from here, the year from 1960 to 2014. Until 1999, we had a big pig population. We were exporting to Singapore. After 1999, the farm size actually decreasing, but the pig population actually went up again. So you can see this is a trend now. The farms are actually, the farms are getting smaller, but the production is going up. So these are more commercial farms operated by big companies, and some of the farmers are also actually they enlarge, they grow. But just to tell you, we also have the same problem, like the second generation not going into farming. I think this is worldwide, a problem worldwide, not only in Malaysia or Thailand. The second generation, the third generation not taking over. So this is where the big company or big organization comes in. It's slowly happening. Again, this is to show you some of the figures on production, the export and domestic consumption. So as you can see, from here, we have actually population of 2000 after 1999 we reduced actually. So the consumption, you can see in terms of million, the consumption increased, although the population decreased. And then it started increasing again, although the farm size, the number of farms decreased. So the total production still maintained, and then we stopped exporting. So there was no export, only value-added product. So what we do export now is actually we import pork from say Europe or from Canada. We do value adding and export value-added products. And then the domestic consumption also you can see more or less maintained because the population that's the pork eating population is more or less around 45%. So these are a little bit of the pork imports. Here you can see mainly we are 95% self-sufficient in pork, and the other 5%. Mainly eaten by the Chinese is the pork belly and the pork ribs. This is one of the popular delicacy. So this is, we do not have enough. So mainly, the main 95% of this food is mainly the pork belly and pork ribs. So you can see the per capita consumption. Before 1999, there was a very high consumption per capita. Whereas, I think after this, it decreased and also being more health conscious. So we have also small farms and big farms, and we also have this voluntary certification system. And because now we are not exporting, mainly we encourage them to go into the certification system. And this is what's happening. After the Nipah virus happened, the farmers that were actually affected the government decided to make a pig farming area. So some of the modern farms, we have the closed house farm system. And we have some modern farms, and they also bring in breeds from overseas, and they are just similar like what you see in other countries. Just to highlight a little bit to you, what happened here was after the Nipah virus, the farmers who were in that state are very similar. They wanted to continue farming. So in 92, when the big population was there, the government decided to have what we call a pig farming area, and this was around the same area where the pigs were affected, but in a different site. So when the farmers still wanted to continue farming, some of the farmers don't want to give up farming. So what happened was we identified an area. So this is the area 2, and we have something like 160 lots, around 500 acres. we have a waste treatment plant, and an abattoir. So unfortunately, this was when it started 98. After 92, by the time 98 happened, the Nipah virus, with a lot of political and also social issues, it didn't take off until recently when we built the wall. But again, what happened the last decade, 2 decades ago, was this area is not far from the airport. So we have a pig farming area which is like 10 kilometers away from the airport. So the decision that was taken 20 years ago was good, but time has catch up, and now the airport is so close, so we are just still reviewing the decision on this one. So this is where the slaughterhouse is in the pig farming area. You can see the area has been developed with the waste treatment pond and all that. So this is again the pig farming area that was actually planned for those farmers that were affected. So these are some of the common breeds that we have in Malaysia. I think it's the same. We have the landrace, the large white, and the Hampshire and the Tien. So basically, again, we also have the three-way cross in Malaysia. And normally these are the commercial cross. You can see Europe, large white, landrace. These are the common ones. So again, some of these are the statistics you can see. Again, the heritability and degree of heritability. These were some of the figures that we had the pig unit in Malaysia when they started in '86. Some of the data you can see, some of the forensic studies that were done in 1986. Again, I will not go in detail, but these are some of the artificial insemination. Most of the pig farms in Malaysia, normally the big ones, they have their own artificial insemination. They do their own. They have their own training. They have their own labs, and they have their wax. And the smaller ones normally they do not have the wax, and but they use balls. Okay, this is just to tell you the statistics. Okay, this is the time of examination. Okay, this is again to just highlight to you some of the breeds that we import from. You can see some of the breeds. These are from Canada, Denmark, France, USA. So in 2013, you can see we imported something like 284, valued at around 760,000. And then the year 2012, we had 60, and 2011, 160. So the pig farmers in Malaysia, to improve their genetic improvement of people, they do take in all these male from overseas and they improve. And then some of them are the breeders, they also distribute among themselves. So this is some of the data provided from the private sector. You can see the breeds of pigs used, Europe, Yorkshire, large white. The total litter size you can see 10.4. The average number of piglets born 9.84. Litter size breeding 9.13. Piglet mortality rate 8.92. The fertility index 2.4. Pig weight per sow per year around 18. So just to remind you, this is an average figure from the industry. Again, the average farm production performance, average market weight is around 100 to 110 kilos. Average age at market is around 195 days. And the repeat service 21. You can see all the rest of the figures there. I'll not go in detail. You can see the extraction rate is 1.65, repeat normality is around 3, and the average daily gain is 680. So you can see, I think overall, the performance of the farm depending again where you are and what kind of management you have in the farm. This is the vaccination program in Malaysia. We have the same swine fever, SKs, and foot and mouth disease. So the foot and mouth they do every 6 months, and the SKs every 6 months, and also the swine fever, and also the porcine cough. In terms of swine breeding, they have their own breeding programs. Normally the farms they do not share much. They have the pig camp. Some of the big farms they have the pig camp with the vets assisting them to run the farms. Some are well managed in terms of their feeding, their health program, their nutrition, their mortality, and all that. And some of the breeding they are well focused. Like one of the big farms, we also have CP in Malaysia. So CP is actually, you can see they're expanding. They have a slaughterhouse, they have a farm, also have a processing plant. So this is again a push factor for the industry to move forward. And our farmers, some of them, the local farmers also, we have a few who are very big, and they also have a system like that. Now most of the farms, what you call breeding, when they slaughter their pigs, now they have what we call the marketing of the pigs. They have stock farms, they have a slaughterhouse, and they have further processing. So those days, the pig is marketed in the wet market. Nowadays, what's happening is the pigs are actually marketed in a shop lot, which is air conditioned. They have a cold chain system, so we can see a lot of improvement there. So in terms of swine breeding, also you can see the breeding management in big farms are well managed. You can see the dry sow management, the gestating sow management, then lactating sow. These are all the basic management systems in the farm. There is no sucking feeders. And then the weaner management and the fattening. And also the gift management and the ball management. So basically, you will see a well-managed system in the good farms. And those farms that are family run, normally they are actually advised by sometimes guests coming from the company that sell drugs or other things to them. So these are, again, one of the challenges we face in this industry. So when it comes to waste management, we are very sensitive to, again, environmental green production. We actually, by law, we make sure that the farms have a good waste management system in place. Sometimes they use Toyo bioreactor. So this is again to comply to the Environmental Act. And some of the farms, they have biogas. Recently, I think 4 or 5 farms, they've started introducing biogas for the carbon credit. And also most of the farms actually have a lagoon system. The only problem with the lagoon system is how you manage the lagoon system. You must be well managed. You have to clean it up and make sure that you meet your BOD or COD requirements. And some of the farms are actually now using EM because to reduce the smell and also to make the waste treatment system more effective. Okay, in conclusion, I can say that the pig industry in Malaysia actually, after the Nipah virus, the farm size are actually, the number of farms are decreasing. And some of the farms, because of the location, close to the urban centers, because of highways, school, the cities are expanding, so some of them have to shut down. And it's very difficult to transfer out because it's very sensitive, a very sensitive issue to move out. And in terms of production, we are still able to maintain the production. The farms are actually consolidating, and some of the farms, although the numbers have decreased, we are still able to produce self-sufficient level, only except around 4 to 5%. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Singh, and thank you for being on time and presenting a lot of information so very time. That's very well appreciated. We open the floor now for 1 or 2 questions. Anyone? Comments? Or maybe we reserve that for our general open forum, which is going to be tomorrow in another satellite symposium. Okay. Thank you very much. Let's give a big hand to